First impressions are generally considered to be important. When I logged onto MCCI for the first time in October, the first things I saw were needless class division, exploitation of the natural environment, and the fact that if you had money, you could buy anything you wanted. And immediately I thought, wow, this is just like real life! Minecraft Championship Island, or MCCI, is a minigame server hosted by Nox Crew, the same people who host Minecraft Championship, or MCC. Basically, MCC is a Minecraft tournament where a bunch of YouTubers get together and they play some minigames and have some fun. And Nox Crew was like, well, what if we made that a minigame server? And so they spent 2 years working on a minigame server. And then they went, oh, hey, well, let's open this up. And then they went, wait, our community's like 3 times bigger now. What if the server explodes? So they were like, well, I got an idea. We'll make it a closed beta. Now you may be wondering, Adam, what the hell's a closed beta? Well, basically, it means that they let some people in at random. Or if you have money. Once you log onto the server, you'll immediately be confronted by the Elder Zombie, who will ask you a very important question. What kind of furry do you want to be today? Once you're done being questioned about your fetishes, you'll get access to the entirety of MCC Island. Currently, there's a whole 4 minigames. There's To Get to the Other Side, Battle Box, Sky Battle, and Hole in the Wall. And there's also like this entire main lobby. I mean, there's not like anything interesting here or anything. Oh hey, it's a police station. Sheriff Benny. Life sentence. Give your life away to MCC Island? Well, I mean, alright. Help. Okay, onto the actual minigames. First off, there's Sky Battle. Sky Battle is essentially just Sky Wars, but on crack. There's 8 teams of 4 trying to kill each other on a bunch of floating islands that are littered with chests. There's gray, green, and blue chests, which generally contain 1 or 2 items in them. There's purple chests, which have enough items for you and all your teammates. And then there's the golden chest in the middle, which generally contains 1 or 2 really, really good items. And then there's 1 golden chest in the middle that contains really good items. These aren't that great either. Okay, look, normally these chests, they contain like full diamond armor, a crossbow, diamond tools, and like a belly rub just for getting the chest. But the second I start recording, they go on strike. I don't know why, but you gotta believe me, they have diamond stuff in them most of the time. The golden chest isn't the thing that makes Sky Battle so crazy though. To me, it's all the other items like creeper eggs, TNT, and cobwebs, because when they're combined with the small environment, you get a lot of unique fights that you wouldn't have in any other scenario. My favorite items have to be the fishing rod, because it's really funny to see a primal fear be evoked by someone because you hook them with a fishing rod, and then they're just scrambling around to try and survive the best they can. There's also the levitation spark, and sparks are just like potions, but like when you right click with them, they activate instantly, giving you the effect instantaneously. It's really great. But with levitation, it works really well because you can just like jump off of a cliff, and then because you pull it, and you can pull it whenever, you have all these different like heights you can end up at, and it's really unique. And also it combines really well with fishing rods, and I like pulling people into the void with them. Yoink! And then there's creeper eggs, and creeper eggs are just the greatest. I just love throwing creepers at people, honestly. It's really funny. No one expected it, like, when the server, like, first came out, and everyone was, like, super unaware of the fact that you could just throw creepers at people for some reason, and I just love throwing creepers at people. It's just, like, so hilarious. It's such a turner. They're like, this guy's, like, chasing you, and you're, like, fucked, and then you just throw a creeper at him, and then he explodes, and you win the game, and you're just like, yes, I deserved this. The only catch with the power trip that these items create is that you'll likely end up getting so self-confident that you trip over your own dick and then die in some really stupid way. Right, so the goal of Hole in the Wall is simple, right? You see that giant drop down there? Your goal is just to simply not fall into that, and there'll be walls coming to, oh, I'm going to die! Now, Hole in the Wall isn't going to give you that same intense feeling that other games like Sky Battle or Bed Wars are going to give you, because, let's be real, you're like standing still and occasionally moving every once in a while. That's the gameplay. It's not really that crazy. But it's still a lot of fun because it's more of a warm-up game or like a party game or a background thing that you have. It's not really a intense PvP type thing. The game also has modifiers, and some of them have a really big effect on the gameplay, like when everyone gets a crossbow with levitation arrows and they start shooting each other with levitation arrows, or when everyone gets a hot potato and you have to try to not have one in your inventory because when the timer runs out on them, they'll explode and you don't want to get blown off the map. But then some of the modifiers don't really have an effect at all on the gameplay. Like this one that spawns chickens, so you have to just not look at the chickens because there's impending doom coming at you. And then there's like ones where it's like, oh, there's a bunch of arrows firing from the sidelines, and that sounds really cool, except for they're really unlikely to hit you in the first place. So you just kind of don't notice them. And also there's a glitch with like the walls that sometimes they'll just not appear in the right spots. I don't know if that's a me thing, but it's really terrifying when you just like are peacefully vibing out and then all of a sudden a wall appears in front of you and you're like blah, 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 blah. But other than that, hole in the wall doesn't have a whole lot going for it. Get it? Hole. I need to stop. Okay, the next game on the list is To Get to the Other Side. To Get to the Other Side is a pretty simple game. All you do is race with everyone else to be the first one to slap a cock. Yeah, that's what the game's about. But all the maps can be separated into one of two categories. Those that you just parkour in, and those that you build in. The parkour maps are literally just like parkour maps. You just parkour around, and you can punch each other so you can sabotage. And then the building maps are the same thing, except for you can build as well, so you can just build around all your problems. And I like the building maps more because you'll oftentimes end up beating someone up and getting into a little fist fight, trying to take the optimal path that someone else has made beforehand. And the fact that everyone can make paths means that even if you die, you can likely still get a good place because you just follow someone else's path. There's also modifiers in this game, and they generally add a lot more than the ones in Hole in the Wall. There's ones where it drops TNT from the sky and you have to try to not get blown up. There's ones where you'll just get jump boost and slow falling and you can just jump around like you're on the moon. And then there's ones where it's like red light, green light, and you have to, play red light, green light. Which people are really bad at, and most of the time it ends up with like half the game exploding and you're just sitting there like, please don't move. Beyond that, though, there's not much else to get to the other side. It's just a really basic race with a bunch of fun modifiers and maps to it. And then there's BattleBox. BattleBox is a pretty simple game. Teams of 4 fight each other in a small arena with kits and try to fill in a 3x3 area with concrete. And I do not like BattleBox. And there's a few reasons for this. First of all, there's the fact that it's just sword PvP. And I don't mean that in the sense that there's only swords, I mean that in the sense that you can't break blocks, can't place blocks, can't mess with the environment at all. And I don't like that. Because in Minecraft, you do a lot of that. That's its entire thing. It's a sandbox game. You be creative, you mess with the environment, you have fun with it. So when you remove that, you end up with a game that's more comparable to a first-person shooter and not really the things that make me want to open up Minecraft and fight people in Minecraft. And the second reason is that there's a big snowball effect in BattleBox. If you die or if one of your teammates dies, it's likely that your entire team is going to get wiped out from that moment, and that's because it's really hard to win a basic fight when you can only use your sword or a bow. Generally, this is solved by the environment, but because you can't mess around with the environment, you're likely just going to flail around and die, and the only way to really do anything about this is being really good with swords and stuff. Someone's gonna, think that I'm just, really bad at PvP. Don't get me wrong, I've, clutched up and done crazy 3v1s before, but it's just really hard, and I don't think most people can do that. All this isn't to say that BattleBox is a bad game or something. There's a guy in the background here. He's kind of ruining my whole vibe here. But this isn't to say that BattleBox is a bad game or something. It's a great game. It's fine. If you enjoy it, I don't judge you for it. But I don't enjoy it personally. Wow, that was MCCI. That's crazy. This server is so amazing and great. Please help. They're holding me hostage here. But in reality, though, this video took me 2 months to make, so if you could take 2 seconds to like and subscribe, That'd be kind of cool, you know? You could be a cool kid like that. Or not. I mean, it's fine if you aren't. I'm just gonna cry in a corner here. But other than that, if you want to watch another video, here's one. YouTube says you'll like it. And besides that, have a good one. Bye.